Fever, it does make me a little worried because the Indiana Fever do not have a backup playmaker anywhere near the level of Caitlin Clark. Sophie did come in the preseason game where Caitlin Clark was missing, and she did show some glimpses of being able to do it.
But during the regular season game against the Liberty, those flashes faded, and the difference was obvious. Without Clark running the point, the Fever's offense looked scattered and directionless.
This is being reported like wildfire, and it has just broken that Caitlin Clark is out with a left quad strain.
Caitlin Clark does not look right on the sideline. Caitlin Clark is coming out. She has heat compression on her quad. She was playing injured.
Something must have happened in that New York Liberty game that forced Caitlin Clark to go to the preseason, allegedly, and she played, which means to tell me that could be why Caitlin Clark has not been playing so good.
And that explains why, despite pushing through the pain, her recent performances just didn't look like the Caitlin Clark we all know. This injury isn't just physical, it changes the entire tone of her rookie season.
That could be why Caitlin Clark has not been
to her leg, specifically targeting her quad. This isn't just speculation anymore. Viewers and fans at the games have seen it firsthand. People in the comment sections and even those attending live have reported that something looked off about her. One person mentioned she didn't seem right on the sideline, and others confirmed she was using heat compression while still actively participating in the game. There was even a tweet showing her with a heating pad, which has since been deleted, but that hinted at something this serious.
The Indiana Fever just released this information about 20 minutes ago. They stated Caitlin Clark has suffered a left quadriceps strain and will be out a minimum of 2 weeks.
Fans and analysts alike assume she might be dealing with the usual rookie adjustments or maybe just some load management. But now the truth is this isn't about pacing.
Doctor to possibly get x-rays.
Not the same injury, though it is kind of odd that it is on the same muscle. And depending on the grade, they're graded grades 1, 2, and 3. Grade 3 needs surgery.
The Indiana Fever just released this information about 20 minutes ago. They stated Caitlin Clark has suffered a left quadriceps strain.
There is literally
the issue enough to finally get medical attention. Reports suggest x-rays and evaluations revealed the full extent of the strain.
Something must have happened in that New York Liberty game that forced Caitlin Clark to go to the doctor to possibly get x-rays. I believe x-rays possibly determined Caitlin Clark was injured, bro, because there's no way. Because she's been injured since...
You want to know what that means? You cannot play on a grade 2. You cannot play on a grade 2 at all. And it means she's probably going to be okay.
The Indiana Fever dropped a bombshell that no one was prepared for. Caitlin Clark has officially suffered a left quadriceps strain and will be out for a minimum of 2 weeks. The news came out of nowhere and sent shockwaves across the WNBA. Up until now, there had been whispers and speculation about her recent form, but nothing.
Footage of Caitlin Clark putting heat compression towards her leg. There is literally footage of her putting heat packs on her leg.
Difficult time making those threes, and a lot of explosiveness from those three-point shots does come from your legs.
Caitlin, now this is shocking on so many.
Can match.
Caitlin Clark has been playing like a top 5 or 6 player in the WNBA on one leg. She has been hurt, and she's been playing at 75% speed. She's been using heating packs since preseason, and she's been playing on 75% speed. And she's still.
Some believe the turning point might have been during the matchup against the New York Liberty, where she may have aggravated a minimum of 2 weeks. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Clark has had issues with that muscle. She previously missed a preseason game due to quad tightness, marking the first time in her entire basketball career, collegiate or professional, that she didn't suit up. However, this latest injury is more serious. While it's been stated that this is not a recurrence of the earlier issue, the fact that it's the same muscle
levels, man, we have never really witnessed Caitlin Clark getting hurt like that.
She has been hurt, and she's been playing at 75% speed. She's been using heating packs since preseason, and she's been playing on 75% speed, and she's still.
This just in shocking news from the WNBA world, as Caitlin Clark has been forced to step away from the game. Just moments ago,
We're going to be out till All-Star, or she's going to be fine in 2 or 3 weeks. And I would assume she's going to be fine in 2 or 3 weeks. They would not, if she's going to be out till, like, there's such a big difference. There's such a big difference between grade 1 and grade 2 in any sort of muscle strains.
And let's not forget, Clark wasn't just on the court. She was still performing at a high level, fighting through discomfort, and showing the kind of toughness that few players, not before it sparked concern and conversation online.
She was playing injured. And ironically, that is probably the best case scenario. That is probably the best thing. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's a bad thing. And trust me on this, it is probably the best case scenario that she's been actually playing through this and she was able to play through this fine.
It was announced that the Indiana Fever's star guard is officially out with a left quadriceps strain. The injury is serious enough to sideline her for at least 2 weeks, leaving fans stunned and the league shaken.
Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark has suffered a left quadriceps strain and will be out for a minimum of 2 weeks, the team announced today. Further updates will be provided as available following
The fact that she's been active, even showing strong performances during games, suggests that it's likely a grade 1, because playing on a grade 2 strain would be nearly impossible. This might actually be the best case scenario. Yes, she's hurt, but the ability to continue competing, even at reduced speed, is a good sign for her recovery outlook.
There's levels to quad strains. She is either going to be out, and I mean this, she's either
evaluation.
Clark in clear discomfort, applying heat compression to her leg, struggling on the sidelines, and battling through visible pain. This sudden turn of events has left the basketball world buzzing with concern and speculation. What really happened? How bad is the injury?
people have been at games. I've been getting, if you look like my comment section, I don't read my comment section that much, I'm going to be honest, but some of the times where I have read my...
Maybe it's something, bro.
Caitlin Clark's absence couldn't come at a more challenging time for the Indiana Fever. Without her on the court, the team immediately feels the void. There simply isn't another playmaker on the roster who can match her vision, leadership, or offensive spark. In the preseason, when Clark sat out, Sophie Cunningham stepped in and showed brief flashes of control.
Basketball elements and how this affects the Indiana.
The comment section, people have genuinely been like, I'm at the game. Caitlin Clark does not look right on the sideline. Caitlin Clark is coming out. She has heat compression on her quad. She was playing injured.
This isn't just any update. This is a game-changing moment that no one saw coming. Let's break down exactly what happened, how it's shaking up the league, and why fans everywhere are her strategy. This is a real injury, and it's going to sideline one of the most talked about players in the league.
She stayed healthy, and she pretty much stayed ready to go throughout college. Now, this is a shocker for me. Now, Caitlin Clark was ruled possibly out at that Atlanta Dream preseason game, and I'm here to tell you she played that game, and she played every other game since, man.
Holding their breath.
Caitlin Clark is injured, bro. Now, this is shocking on so many levels, man. We have never really witnessed Caitlin Clark getting hurt like that. She's always taken care of her body. She stayed healthy, and she pretty much stayed ready to go throughout college. Now, this is a shocker for me.
Caitlin Clark's injury is now confirmed as a left quadriceps strain, a development that's spreading rapidly across the sports world. According to reports, she will be sidelined for a